Hi, I'm Sara Langworthy, and I'm an author and a speaker and a consultant and a YouTuber and a podcaster. So you might say I'm kind of on team do all the things. So a lot of my work centers around science communication in the area of early childhood stress and trauma and resilience, as well as focusing on strategies that educators and other professionals can use when they're working with kids and families. I can often be found speaking to rooms full of educators and social workers and behavioral health professionals. I also make videos on my YouTube channel where I unpack some of the complexities of the science of developmental psychology, with a good bit of nerdy flair thrown in. When I'm not doing any of those things, I can often be found consulting with nonprofits and higher education institutions on how to better engage with the people they serve. In that work, I like to weave in my own little bit of creative flair into strategic thinking and data gathering and meaningful storytelling. In short, you could say that I'm just really passionate about helping other people do their work better. My background is in child psychology. I have my PhD from the University of Minnesota's Institute for Child Development, where I studied brain development. And in graduate school, I learned a ton, including that I did not want to be an academic researcher for the rest of my life. So for about 5 years after I finished my degree, I worked for the Children, Youth, and Family Consortium at the University of Minnesota, where we did a lot of community engagement work and science communication. I loved this experience because it allowed me to work directly with communities and professionals who were working with kids and families. That experience was transformative and really pushed me into wanting to use my skills in science communication in the broader world to share these important messages about how to care for kids and families. And now I get to do that on a regular basis, and it's really fun! And this is also where I put in the shameless plug that if you're looking for a speaker at your next event or training, I think I could help you with that. As for something that people might not guess about me, on a daily basis I'm usually working from home, which means I'm usually working in sweatpants, like I am right now. Seriously, a day when I have to leave my house and put on real pants is kind of a big deal. But I love the flexibility and the variety of work that I get to do and the fact that I can do it from pretty much anywhere. Sometimes people will ask me, what does my typical day look like? That's funny. Some days I'm preparing a presentation on stress and trauma and resilience for several hundred educators, and the next day I'm editing promotional video for a nonprofit client. And some days I'm in my office recording the next season of my podcast Academigig, which is for academic freelancers and entrepreneurs with my awesome co-host Katie Linder. You should check it out. I just love the variety of the work that I get to do and that I get to use and hone so many different skills in my work. I talk about this a lot on the Academigig podcast as well as over on my blog, so if you're interested in hearing more of my thoughts on the subject, you can find that information over there. The thing that might surprise most people who know me from a more professional context is that I'm a lifelong singer. For the last 12 years, I've been singing with the National Lutheran Choir here in the Twin Cities, and in that time, the choir has become like a second family to me. I've gotten to sing some amazing pieces in some incredible places, so if you're interested in learning more about the choir, go to nlca.com. What do I love about Minnesota? Well, as I'm recording this in the middle of winter, I'm gonna say the opposite of that. I love summer and fall in Minnesota, most especially when I can take some time and spend a few days by one of the many lakes that we have here. It's just so calming and rejuvenating to be by the water and stare at nature, and oh my gosh, I need a vacation! So that's a little about me. If you're interested in learning more about my work or want to talk to me about an upcoming event or learn a little bit more about my consulting, you can find more information and reach out on my website, drlangworthy.com. I'm also over on Twitter and YouTube and Medium and LinkedIn if those are more your cup of tea. And lastly, thanks for watching, and thanks for all you do for kids and families.